I've been using it since like the third week in December, but I have been having a problem with pain in my foot and when I walk a long distance, not always. But I love the way it makes me feel. It's relaxing. My whole body just feels, well, like I can't feel it almost. Other than that, I do feel really energetic after I use it in the morning. It's so miraculous. I don't understand how it works, but I'm sure someone does. So
we've been using the touch since it was available, and I have little lack of better term cancers all over my torso, and they are like little mole type things. They're rough like a wart. But anyway, and especially where the wires of my bra touch. And those are getting lighter, softer, and going away. And I mean, both visually and touch wise, they are. And so also, I had been in a car wreck and had struggled with my left hip since the wreck, which was in the late fall. And I have been using the touch, and I'm walking straight, more stable, and able to walk better. And now I'm walking straight and walking more even. So I've been really loving the touch.
It's making me have a little bit of a reserve that I didn't have at all. I was just flat out, just not feel good, hurt continuously, couldn't stop it. And I'm on powerful pain meds. It wasn't stopping. And now it's giving me a little bit of a something to hold on to bounce off of. It's giving me some hope.
Is he had cancer surgery, and his eye, the lid was pulled down, and it seems to be coming up a little bit. But even up here is getting smoother and more even from the little, cancers that were up there. And we did apply to be in that pool, and so noticed a difference once that was amped up a little bit a week or so ago when they did that. We both noticed a difference.
The energy levels, everything were bottomed out.
I used to touch at least once a day, and I sometimes I just feel like it's doing something to, some energy shifting, but I can't distinguish what it is. I often have neck pain, and that was really good. I enlarged the place where you put the hand, and I put it on my neck, and the pain went away. And that was super great. I have inside here, I have a big scar, and I feel now with my tongue, it's getting smoother.
The first, at the beginning, when it came out, it was like pull me down because I'm helium, right? Just draw me in, energy levels out the whatever. It's still there, as you can tell. As you can tell. So I'm enjoying being so energetic, getting things accomplished that I haven't been accomplishing in a long time. I think the frequencies are done for me. I'm enjoying it.
I do have or have had cold feet for a long time and some numbness. I had neuropathy starting time I used the Q-Vibe. My feet are so warm, absolutely so warm. I have super energy. I don't have any pain of any kind. I wear the V9 also. I turn it off when I do the Q-Vibe. My hair seems to be growing in a little better than it has been. So that's all that I have to report today.
Well, I can honestly say that I have not had foot cramps or leg spasms in a couple months. And I attribute that to the touch. The other amazing thing is this past weekend, labor intensive and stressful weekend, on my feet. As if some of you have seen my pictures of my feet and the transformation they've taken. Well, between changing shoes and orthotics, I'm walking differently. And I was on my feet on cement for a big period of time because we handed out over 1,000 backpacks to the homeless and stuff this weekend and a lot of other stuff. And I came home and I was like, my feet were killing me. I couldn't wait to sit down. So I sat down and I had my feet, my heels and my bottoms of my feet touching each other, and I was sitting like this, and I put the touch across the top of it, and I had it face down, and I ran the touch back to back, so I had it for the 30 minutes. And at the end of the 30 minutes, I could get up and I could walk without any pain. I was like, thank you, Lord.
So for me, the touch has been beneficial, more in like an internal sense for me. I have felt much more centered in my being because sometimes energy will just send me, I almost get like vertigo being around other people and having conversations with them. Even getting on this call can be like, sends my energy vibrating. But I've noticed that the touch, since I've began using it, I just so much more easier to stay in the moment and stay calm. And it's just, I'm so happy. I've waited so many years just to feel a little bit more comfortable and communication with people. And it's done that for me. And I'm very grateful. And yeah, thank you guys.
My biggest thing recently is that I actually broke my elbow and didn't know it at the time. But when it healed in a way that I couldn't twist it this way. And about 2 weeks ago, I realized I was putting cream on my face. I went, wait a minute, I haven't been able to do that and twist my arm that way. And I can put my arm on the back of my neck, which I couldn't do for about 7 months. So I know that is the Q wave. And I notice a lot of small things. I'm 80, almost 81 years old. And I know that my face has changed, my skin has changed, but the real one this last couple of months has been my arm. So I'm just delighted with that.
So I've only been using the touch since just before Christmas. And one time I found that my back at times gets very painful because it goes out. But I had extreme back pain one day, and once I'd finished the touch, all that pain had gone. So that was pretty fantastic. I generally feel more peaceful, joyful, and calm. And I believe my eyesight's improved a little bit. Even though I still wear glasses, I feel I can read the really very fine print. I have more energy. My hay fever seems to, which I have chronic hay fever all year round. I think that's reduced quite significantly. And I think my sleep's improved a little bit too.
Month because of I was diagnosed with pneumonia, and it turned out it was heart failure. Okay. And my heart was so good, and all of a sudden it was a disaster. And I was so shocked, and I went into this AFib, and I went into all this crazy stuff, and it turned out it was valves. All my arteries are clear, everything. It was both of my valves evidently were bad from birth, and nothing ever showed up on one single exam ever. And so here I am massive. I had open heart surgery, I had a pacemaker and all this. But what my testimony is, I did wear the V9 as much as I could through the whole thing. I had it next to me, and I've tried to do the touch as much as I can. And I've, sometimes 2, sometimes 1 time a day. I think they're all surprised at how I've come back so quickly. It's major surgery. So that's, I put that to the Q wave. I do.
Would like to talk about a couple of things. First of all, I have the V6, and with the V6, I got my blood pressure down into normal. levels, and my blood sugar was really good. And in past years, I've had some TMJ, which is your pain in your jaw right here. I came home one night after a get together, and oh boy, it was really strong. I took the touch and I put it here, and within 3 minutes, the pain was gone and it has never come back.
With the touch, I've had wonderful results. I wasn't able to sleep on a straight bed since I was 26, and I'm 71 now. And it's been 3 weeks, well, almost 3 weeks that I've been able to sleep on a straight bed and enjoy myself. I was always sleeping on a hospital bed, and with me, I am a lot straighter. My head is not leaning to the side like it usually is. I still have that disability there, but I don't feel any pain. I am a lot, my mind's a lot clearer. My skin is a lot brighter, clearer. And usually my fingers were always stiff every morning, but they're not stiff anymore.
I've got diverticulosis, and it's very sensitive at times. And I've really noticed some changes going on. Now that's one that Dr. A said is very difficult because of all the different enzymes, bacteria, everything that you deal with. But it's working out. I'm getting a system of what to eat, when to eat, and I feel I'm feeling better. It seems something's working with me. It really is. So I'm hanging in there.
I am feeling calmer. I have fewer cramps in my legs and feet, and stronger. Just so much more peaceful. That I've been able to eat more, eat better. I've been, able and willing to buy the lettuce and everything, make the salads, and eat more beans and soup, and feeling really good.
Feeling more energetic, and I'm kind of a terror at the grocery store. As I go down the aisle, anybody who's standing long enough, I talk to them and encourage them, and they'll come up to smile and hey, go over there, and then we get to talking, and it's great.
Okay, hi, I'm Rochelle. Since I started the touch, which was about 5 days ago, and I have on 2 V6s and the touch because I think I could handle it because I feel great. And what are the results of this incredible experience I'm having? I just feel great. I have a lot of energy, and I was quite depressed these last 3 years. And now I'm back to doing what I love to do. I'm just full of life now.
So much progress in my body that I have not had pain from day one. I started with the V6 and with the touch. It's been incredible. I come into Texas. I don't know. I re-injured my tailbone, and they told me I had to have an operation. I denied it, and now with the touch, it has gone away. I can sleep on a straight bed, and I'm just tickled pink because I hadn't slept in a bed since I was 26. And that's a very, very, very long time since I'm 71 now. So, but and two, being change with my nutrition. I was eating whatever I wanted, and Mexican food is my thing, and I just got to the point where I needed to change, and I did. I changed my weight, and with a touch, I have lost a lot of inches. I'm back down to what my original size was. And last week, I had mentioned that my brother and my sister-in-law took me to a Mexican restaurant, and I had, thinking that it wasn't going to harm me, I had tortilla soup. Well, Don't believe that because I don't know what was in there. Yeah, I was bloated. I was all swollen, my legs, my feet, my hands, everything. And I was so miserable. I was bloated. And finally, I did the touch that night. And by the next morning, it was all gone. And of course, with a um, Valentine's coming up, they decided to give me some sugar. And I haven't had sugar since I quit taking anything. Since I have stopped, I've had nothing but honey for sweet. Well, I they gave me some um, cinnamon with sugar, gummy bears or whatever, my nieces, and I ate four of them. Well, I started cramping that night. I was literally up all night. And the next morning at 4 o'clock, I got up and I just could not walk. So I did the touch and I did it for the 17 minutes. And within half an hour, the cramping was gone. So that touch is wonderful. It has helped me tremendously. I am very happy. I can't wait to continue with all the studies, and it's just wonderful.
V6, V9 have all helped. I've had a lot of inflammatory situations, but my lower back has really been bothering me. So the touch has helped quite a bit, but I keep having to use it, but it is getting so the pain's less and I'm going longer period of time before it's really starting to really bug me. So I use the touch, 17 minutes and I close the app out, I go back in and I use it for whatever the other time is, maybe 13 minutes or something. I do it twice a day and my back is finally starting to get to the place where I can bend over again. But I was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease and it's kind of like, you're kind of like a car crash. There's so many things going on that the thing that's the loudest is the thing you're more aware of. And when those things start to go away, then your body starts letting you know all the other kinds of aches and pains you have. So, my joints, my knees were the worst with the osteoarthritis. That was absolutely the biggie. But that's pretty much gone. I'm climbing and I'm on ladders and stuff. But the back's letting me know that's still an issue. But the touch is really helping.
I had breast cancer about 8 years ago and cured it myself through natural means, but the lump never went away. And I'm not going to do surgery to try to remove something that is not a cancer. So I have been working with it with the touch and finally came up with a combination that works. 2 days ago, I decided to actually put my phone on the breast itself. It went down about 1/3. And then I do 2 sessions a day, full time. And if I can get it to come up again, I do, and do a second one right after the first, but it doesn't always work. And I use all of the meditations that have the HHS and other people, and particularly on the ones that use the touch. Overall, I'm 80 years old, and overall, I'm really doing very well all the way around, whether it's inflammation. I split wood and hauled wood yesterday. I am getting success with the lump in my breast, and I'm really, really happy with that. I've had 2 times that I've done that. I didn't get on this morning, but it is getting smaller. Let's put it that way. I have had inflammation problems most of my life because I was not aware that I was eating all of the wrong foods. I was raised on every kind of food imaginable, and on some of them I should not have been eating as a type A, like steaks, for example. Other things, I've had so many injuries over my life that some of them just keep reminding me, and I've done some pretty serious things. I tore all the ligaments in my ankle. I am no longer limping. And this is true with not only the touch, but also with the V6 that I had was a really big help for that. I am not having any problems with that anymore. And just various things I've done to myself. So at 80, I think I'm doing much better than I was at 60. So hang in there, folks. It does work. It really, really does work.
I started using the touch on December the 6th. And I immediately had some surprises. I have been working on since the fall of trying to reduce my blood pressure medicine. And so I was taking it every 2 or 3 days and just maintaining, not getting real high numbers. The only number that I've ever had to worry about was the top number. The bottom number seemed to be working just fine. And so I stopped taking all blood pressure medicine on January the 6th, 30 days later, and I've still not taken any. So we've been 30 days now with no blood pressure medicine, and my blood pressure is normally in the low 140s down to the 125. And so I'm happy. So I'm totally off the drugs, and I'm happy.
I know that in the beginning, they were saying not to use other devices. I only have a V6, but not to use that together with it. And then later on, and I was using the touch by itself, and sometimes it was really kind of made me sort of jittery. But for my own gain using the touch, I've noticed that my hair, we were talking about that in one of the other mornings, but I also noticed my hair has also gotten thicker. Other than that, I have just noticed a really better energy level and better attitude about everything. It seems like it's just kind of permeated my whole self, just to notice things in a more beautiful way.
I kind of have a little list of things. What I have found is that my digestion has improved. Sometimes I didn't know, like you with the gluten, I never knew what it was going to be. And I don't have those episodes like all the time now. So that's wonderful. Protein. I knew I needed to increase protein because of my my teeth are so, I don't have a lot of them. And so I found the pressure cooker. So now I can eat beef. And I've been purchasing, the grass-fed beef and making dishes, putting it in there because it makes it easier to eat. And my husband also has some teeth problems, so he's very happy too. So my vision is better. I've noticed that, it's just more clear when I get in the car, and I love, it's great. My energy is better because I'm sleeping so deeply that, I wake up and I feel great and I last all day long. So I love that. My lung capacity. I remember I would avoid stairs because I think, oh, it's gonna be so much work to get back up. I just bound down the stairs and back up, and I don't feel that in my lungs. Like my heart rate doesn't change. And some of I have horses, and sometimes I have to go out way out on the top of a hill to get one of them. And we walk back, and I'm not out of breath. So it's really wonderful. So I know that my lungs have healed.
I was on a medication that my cardiologist prescribed to throw out the fats. So recently I've stopped it in the last month, and the side ache has totally gone away. And my bowel movements are totally normal. So that's a good thing. The other thing that I've really dealt with is blood pressure. And I would get so nervous and anxious just looking at my blood pressure monitor that, to be honest, I'm not monitoring it because I'm doing the touch now twice a day, if possible. I have my V9 and I have my HHS, and I feel calm. I always have, as long as I've had our devices, but I just I'm just much calmer. And with the touch, Tracy, last week you really helped because I didn't know how to use it correctly. So I literally move it around my body areas from my lungs, which I am breathing a lot better. I went to a play the other night with my young family and grandkids, and we went up all these stairs. And I mean, I'm 77 years old, so and I kept up to them. And I have had problems with lungs. So anyway, that was great.
I've been on the touch since January 6th. I was having a lot of problems with it in the very beginning. The main thing that was my problem was a neuropathy in the bottom of my feet. And so I struggled with it. Along the way, I forget whether it was Kira or staff who told me that this is very important, that you need to do it. She didn't care whether it was 1 minute a day or what, but you had to do it. And somewhere around that same time, Darlene told me that said, you cannot be afraid of this. You need to embrace it and do it. So I changed my mindset and I started slowly and slowly worked my way up. And I had a couple mishaps. Oh yeah, I'm doing really good. Let me try it a little bit longer, So anyway, now I do it twice a day at about 17 minutes each time. And I'm surviving with that. And the neuropathy in my bottom of my feet, I'm going to say, is now 100% gone. And I must say, I have no more pain whatsoever down there. And also, I have dermatitis in my body. I have two kinds. I have the seborrheic dermatitis, which is on my scalp, and I have eczema dermatitis, which is on my body, my arms, and my legs. And both of those are so weakened right now. I rarely even itch, or I'm still getting just a little pop up of one or two, whatever, but they go right away. And it's very rare now that I have any. But it isn't totally gone, but boy, it's in a very weakened state. This morning, I was thinking about, I don't know what got me thinking about it, was my skin was very thin. And all I had to do was rub against a door jamb or a branch in the woods or something, and I would just rip my skin back. And you could look at the skin and see that it was very thin. So January 5th was the last time that happened to my skin. And I was just thinking about that because it was almost daily or weekly that it would happen to me. But it hasn't happened now for over a month. That's fantastic for me.